Welcome to the Mining Hall of Fame. I'm Amy Hogan, your host, and here is James Temple, my co-host. We're here to interview some of the top players in the mining industry. We'll be asking them business questions about what we can expect to see in 2014, but also to celebrate the significant contributions of key players in the mining industry. James, I believe you have that list.
Well, you know what? We've got some amazing inductees tonight, the likes of Jack McCoy. We've got Kathleen Rice, household name Mark Rebagliati, David Robertson, and I'm super pumped to tell you that Pierre Lassonde has agreed to host tonight as our MC.
Hilarious! Stay tuned. John, given where we are in the mining business cycle, what do you think will be the main profit drivers in the next year?
I think in the next year what we're going to see is we're going to see mining companies getting their costs under control and generating better profits. That's what we're going to see, and that's going to be a huge driver because it's going to let mining companies be able to create a value proposition where they can raise capital. So that's what we're going to see. Hopefully by the end of this year, if not early the next year, we'll see the markets turn around so companies can start raising some money.
Love it. Sounds very optimistic. Thanks, John. I'm joined by Fred Stanford. Fred's in the gold industry, and Fred, gold has been all over the place in 2013. Where do you think we can expect to see it in 2014? It's definitely been a disruptor to the mining industry.
Absolutely, and it seems to have stabilized in the last few months and actually seen a slight uptick in the trend. Quantitative easing in the States seems to be the big issue that everybody was waiting for that shoe to drop. It's dropped, settled down. Physical gold demand is good. Seems like most of the selling in the exchange traded funds is complete. So I'm thinking it's very positive in the upturn that we'll start to see some stability and we can move forward.
Can you put a price to that? Where do you think we'll see gold hit in 2014?
I break rocks for a living, so I don't know. You ask an economist that, you'll get a better shot. But
I don't know about that, but thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Amy.
Now, everyone, I'm standing here with Leanne Hall. I believe she is a legend in the mining industry. Now, the question I have for you, Leanne, in 10 years, where will we be with the mining industry and what will be recognized in the Hall of Fame?
I certainly hope that in the mining industry that we are more diverse. You know, we need more women in the business. We need more representation of women in senior leadership and board positions. Certainly, with the 600 new projects coming on stream in Canada in the next coming years, our Aboriginal diversification will be critical to our line of business as well. So I'm hoping in 10 years from now that we don't have this discussion about parity, that we are at parity within the mining industry. The announcement today by the Ontario Securities Commission is critical for mining. It allows for organizations to develop plans and to put leadership of women in more leadership roles.
Leanne, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, James.
I think there's a big shift towards operational optimization and a big shift away from large capital projects. And I think we're going to see that trend continue for a little while, most definitely.
Do you expect to see the gold price head up in 2014, or are we going to see it move sideways some more?
I expect it to move sideways a little bit here and then up in a big way. Unfortunately, it might be sideways a little longer than we all wish, but that means that the up will be all that much better, so it's worth waiting for.
Thank you so much, Ingrid. Profit drivers. Where we are in the mining cycle, what do you think will be the primary profit driver?
Well, I think that what's important for the mining industry to do is get back to the fundamentals of running mines well. And in the up and down cycle, it's going to always serve you in good stead. So I think over the next few years, whether the prices remain where they are or whether they increase, a focus on cost discipline, both within the mines and the operations as well as on the acquisition side, is going to be key.
Welcome back. I have the CEO of Donner Metals here with me. Given where we are in the mining business cycle, what do you think will be the primary profit driver in the next year or so?
Well, those profit drivers haven't changed very much over the years, so price, grade of ore bodies, and also the ability to mine overall at a low cost. That will dictate who's going to be very profitable and those that are not going to be so profitable.
What about cost management? That's been a buzzword in the industry for the last year or so. Do you think that will be a main focus?
Well, it has been a focus. However, the discipline of executing the cost cutting is not as good as it could be. But a lot of companies had no choice. to survive, to cut drastically over the last year. And the danger with that is that over the long term, you jeopardize the assets themselves, the plants, the mine. So you got to be careful in the way you do that.
Thank you, Noront. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So you're a mining legend in the industry, and you have years and years of experience. But the past year or so, it's been a tough year and a bit for mining. Where do you think the mining industry is heading in 2014?
In 2014, we're going to see stronger metal prices. I think by the end of the year, we'll see gold challenging the highs of 2011, which $1,900. In the second and third quarter, I think we'll see the big companies starting to deliver numbers that surprise people. We've already seen a bit of a bump, and I'd say take a look at what happened in August last year, where gold ran, and we had 25 to 75% moves in stocks, and just indicating what we have in store is a lot higher prices, because we have a long way to go to get back to the old highs.
Yes, we do. Well, I am exhausted. I don't know about yourself, James, but that was an exciting night. We got to speak to a lot of very interesting people. Gold was on a lot of people's minds. What did you find tonight?
You know what, the deals market, it's heating up. I think it's going to be an amazing 2014 according to those here at the event.
Cross your fingers.
And you know what? We found Rob McEwen. It took us 2 hours, but we found Rob McEwen.
We did. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us today at the Commodities Dig. Catch us online. James, where can they find us online?
You can find us online at pwc.com/ca. You can also follow us on Twitter at pwc_Canada_LLP.
We look forward to seeing you next year at the Mining Hall of Fame Gala.